Hi everyone, so I wanted to make a video on the DBAL D2, but I decided to take a different approach with this video. So everyone knows that the DBAL D2 is one of the best civilian lasers you can get because you can get a really high performing illuminator for a price of between $1,000 to $1,300. So the value versus the price is very high and it is definitely one of the better options out there. But I wanted to focus on more on the information that you may not have about the DBAL D2 and also the ways to optimize it. So here we go. So let's first talk about price. So with this laser, you never get it new because the new price on these lasers are quite high. And you're paying tax on that purchase and shipping, and it really adds up. So it's really not worth getting this laser new. So the better way to get it is to go on the forums and get a used one. And they range in price between $1,000 to $1,300, and it's directly correlated to the date of manufacture. So an early 2013 DBAL D2 you can find one for about $1,000. And you can tell it's an older one because of the sticker that it has for the serial number. And this is an example right here. So when the DBAL D2 first came out, they were produced by a company called Laser Devices Inc. And you'll see that on the box and also on the sticker. And eventually Steiner bought it out and switched to engraving the serial number. So you can tell it's an older production DBAL D2 by looking at the serial number and seeing whether it's a sticker or an engraving. And if you look here, this is a 2021 production. You can see that the serial number is engraved rather than being a sticker. So just keep that in mind. So once you open up the box, you get the laser, you get a tape switch that's compatible with your crane plugs, and you also get a manual which is tucked behind the foam. And you also get a factory mount, but it doesn't have a locking mechanism, so there's a chance that if it snags on something, it may come loose. And people take a Unity hub mount, take a Dremel, remove some material to clear the illuminator, and it works as another mounting system that you can mount onto your Picatinny. And this is another view just from the bottom of the laser. And there's a newer company out there called Oakwood that makes a dedicated D2 mount, which uses some set screws and mounts directly to your Picatinny. Or if you want to mount your laser at the center of the rifle, you can get the HRF Concept skiff. But with the skiff, you have to mount the DBAL D2 directly onto the diving board with the provided factory screws. And as a result, there may be some cable management issues, so you may have to get longer cables like this GBRS Axon 10-inch cable and this Unity TAPS 9-inch cable. And you can also get a leaf sight to act as a front sight if you're mounting the DBAL at the front of your rifle. Also, a lot of people get this Villain Weapon System diffuser to act as a device to quickly switch your illuminator to flood. And it's much easier than activating it manually by turning the knob. It's really not practical to turn the knob while you're on the go. So the diffuser system works really well in quickly changing to flood. And in this video, I have the diffuser on, and you can see that I'm activating the narrow flood feature. Also, if your illuminator cover breaks, you can use a Butler Creek scope cover to protect your illuminator. Alright, so this is one fatal flaw of the DBAL D2, the dreaded Prolapse. So you can see the crane plug right there. The assembly, there's an inner portion, and if the crane cable that you're using is too tight and you pull that cable, it may pull out that assembly. So be careful and try to support that inner assembly as much as you can with your fingers or with some really skinny pliers. Alright, so I hope this video helped you in providing more information on how to optimize your DBAL D2. And it's a really good laser. It's a really good civilian laser for the price point. You get an awesome illuminator that performs really well, and for $1,000 to $1,300, it's really worth it. I mean, although the laser is a little heavier and the mount isn't the greatest, there are solutions out there, and it's really hard to justify buying a much more expensive laser. So If you're on a budget, this is a good option. So go ahead, go on the forums, look for a good used one, and you'll be pretty happy. Alright, if you like this video, give me a like. Thank you.